announced Maya Moore's jersey retirement. And you've been here for a few years, but just what was this season like playing in front of those fans?
Yeah, incredible. I mean, so much fun. You felt the energy, I think, throughout the city the entire season, and you know, as our success kind of went on, you just felt more and more energy. You know, even like going to restaurants, walking around town, like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have been recognized, and now it's like almost guaranteed someone's gonna come up to me and say hi, congrats on the season, things like that. So it's cool. I mean, the energy, the arena, just so fun. And I think, you know, it's what our sport deserves, it's what our team deserves, and it's just been a lot of fun to share that with the fans at Target Center.
Bridget, you've been in Lynx for a long time now. What do you think what do you think you'll say years from now when people ask you about this, you know, this 2024 season? That was a historic season in the W, but also this 2024, you know, Lynx team. What do you think, you know, will kind of always stick with you that you'll, you know, think of when thinking of playing on this team?
Good question. I think it's still so close. I think maybe a couple weeks from now I'll be able to reflect a little better, but I think just an incredible run. Underdog story, no one thought we would be as good as we were. Kind of just a group of veterans that have all had so many different paths that came together to be really successful in such a short period of time. I think that's really special, and just a great group of people that I was able to be around every day made it special. But yeah, pretty just incredible run, I think.
I know the season is still fresh, but, you know, do you have an off-season plan? Like, what do the next, you know, sort of few months look like for you? I know you had a great season overseas last year. Just curious what your plans are for this winter.
Yeah, going back overseas. I'll be home for a couple weeks and then back to Hungary, the same team I was with last year, so back there.
A lot of, through the postseason, you know, Cheryl, other players had always just commented on how dependable you are as a person and as a basketball player. You know, what goes into that, being kind of a, you know, a role player for the first part of your career, now a starter, and keeping that kind of same humble dependability?
I mean, I think that's how I was raised. I've always just wanted to work as hard as I can, be the best teammate I can be, the things I can control every single day. That's what I pride myself in, showing up. I'm not going to make every shot, I'm going to make mistakes on the court, but as long as I'm like the consistent teammate, a hard worker, coachable, then I'm going to set myself up for success and, you know, be pleasant to be around, because I want people to feel good when they're around me, so that's kind of how I show up to work every day. And I also just love my job, and I love being part of the Lynx, so that plays into it too.
Well, we know Sunday was a great disappointment, but you had a long season, Olympic break, won the Commissioner's Cup, a lot of high points. When you look back, is there any favorite moment that stands out?
Oof. I mean, Commissioner Cup was obviously incredible. I think it started off our season like on a high, and we knew how good we could be after that win. I think, you know, going to Game 5 in the semifinals and winning at home, that was incredible. You know, the finals obviously was just an incredible highs and lows, but just experiencing that, over 19,000 fans at Target Center, that's going to be like very memorable for me. I mean, we've had some incredible games. You know, game winner in Connecticut. So many highs throughout the season that I'll be able to reflect upon in a couple weeks.
All 5 of the starters have a pretty good chance of being back here next year because you're under contract, so there will be some continuity, but there are always changes from one year to the next. Given how kind of great the chemistry was here, can you just talk about, you know, if there's any concerns that it'll be hard to recreate that?
I mean, I think the Lynx and Cheryl and Claire always do an incredible job of bringing in good people. And obviously, you know, this team has been really, really special just as humans off the court, and it translated on the court very quickly. And yes, things are never the same year to year. Obviously, we would have loved to, you know, continue this back to back, but it's just not the reality of the WNBA. But they always bring in good people, you know, good basketball players that are going to be great additions to the locker room first. So to recreate, I don't think that's going to be our mindset. It's just trying to be the best versions of ourselves next year. And obviously with the group that we have that's on contract for next year, I think it's really exciting and something, you know, hopefully we're not going to be picked ninth to start the season next year.
You're second right now.
There we go. That checks out.
Bridget, you made such great strides with your offensive game this year as you go overseas. This winter, what do you think you need to still work on?
I mean, I always want to get better every single year. Being aggressive, finding ways to create my own shot, being a facilitator. Overseas, I kind of do everything. I'm kind of asked to do a lot, which is really good for me to be put in those positions consistently, and just expanding my game, being as versatile as I am. Obviously being a three-point shooter, but getting in the post more, driving to the basket, finishing around the rim, things like that, just to be even more of a threat offensively.
Bridget, everyone in this organization and in this market, expected big things out of Fee this year, and saw them take place. Now that the dust has settled a little bit just on the historic postseason that she had, as well. Like, is there any point where she reaches a level where you're like, oh my God, or is it just kind of like, yeah, like that's Napheesa Collier?
I mean, the back-to-back 40-point games, or 38 and 42, was pretty incredible. But I think, it's what we've become used to with Fee, and she makes it look so easy, it looks so effortless, but then, we need to remind ourselves that this is not normal what she's doing, obviously, with all the records in the postseason. Incredible regular season as well. And she does it with such ease, and she doesn't care about anything other than winning basketball games and, being the best version of herself for this team. So I think that's what's really special about Fee. And it's fun to play with her because she never complains. She always works so hard. She just wants to win, and that's what I love about her.
And just as a follow-up, what's the timing on heading out to Hungary? Do you get a little bit of reprieve and just kind of when does that season start?
Yeah, it's already started, but I'll get 2 weeks at home before I head over there.
We'll take one question from the Zoom. Jordan? Jordan, can you re-ask your question, please?
And what he was looking forward to in the off season.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Sure, no problem. My question is, what was your favorite part about this season individually, and what are you most looking forward to in the off season?
I think individually I was just proud of the step I took offensively. Obviously playing more, being a consistent starter, being confident on the offensive end consistently for however many minutes I was playing. I think that's what I'm most proud of, and just being a threat at all times when I'm on the court. This offseason, we decided to take a break for a couple weeks, and then I just love playing, so I'm excited to go overseas and continue to play and get better and travel the world a little bit, but excited to rest first.